everybody. Welcome to a very impromptu sort of learning letters because today is Thursday and not Friday, which is when we usually do learning letters. So welcome. Today we are doing a pretty tricky letter. I'm not very good at this letter, so this could be fairly disastrous. And it's not the U, which was already fairly tricky. It's gonna be even worse. So the letter we are doing is the letter V. Hello! Thank you so much for joining. Lovely. So now you can all judge my hilarious lettering because this is going to be maybe a bit questionable. So the letter V is going to be a tricky one, as I said. Let's start with my trusty Pilot Parallel because you know it's my go-to. And wait. I'm going to flip this because I'm just going to flip it. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is like this wacky, crazy, fancy Old English because it's the kind of thing that I think looks super neat, even though I still can't do it properly. So let's get cracking. Got my Pilot Parallel 6mm because for really flourished Old English, I cannot think of a better pen/nib. So the idea is we have to get this down to a point to make it look like a V and not like a U. Easier said than done when you are me and not very skilled. So I'm adding the flourishes. So the structure of the V is there. Totally cool. Oh, hello, Mr. Eric. Totally cool structure. Now I'm going to add a little bit of doomahickeys going on here. Gonna add some flourishing. It looks like a V still, right? Let's hope. You're still seeing the V. Give it a curl. Ooh, that curl came up pretty nice. And we also are going to do this. Guys, I just spent like an hour on the phone trying to get car insurance. Such a hassle. Okay, so the idea is that what I'm trying to do with the V, whereas with the U, which I found really difficult, like the U is rounded at the bottom, obviously. This one, even though you have the same base shape, you want to make sure you bring it to a point, and I'm saying this to all of us because it's mostly me that has to remember to do these things. Oh, hello, Lisa! Oh, so exciting. We're not doing the L today, unfortunately. We are working on the V, and so another fun thing that I really enjoy, like one of my favorite flourishing things, is this little like, I don't know, what would we call this? Like a little block of stuff, but it's just so cute. And you can put this on any letter. You can use any size nib for that. So like say we want to use our 1.1mm Lamy, like if we want to put it across the bottom here, we could just do this like adorable little checkered thing. Use a complementary color to the ink that you were using. So cool. Is it a divot? I don't know, but I think it's really cute. Now we could further flourish it. We can, okay, again, you know how much I'm obsessed with these Pilot Parallels. Here is why, because I have created this with one giant 6mm nib, and you can still do more with it. So we are going to like make like a leafy type flourish. Is that a leaf? No, maybe like a fern. I'm not sure, like antenna. I don't know. So cool, so fun. Not super easy, but it's not super difficult. The thing is you just need to like break it down into parts. So let's do a simpler thing, which would be like a more normal majuscule Old English. So you can see that the shape is like the same basic type of shape. This one's kind of ugly. I'm gonna give it a bit of a butt swoosh, and I'm gonna give it some like stuff here. Okay, I don't really like that one. I think I need to make it a little stretchier. Hello! Okay, we're gonna make that one a little taller, a little more V-like. There we go. Yes, yes. See? Pilot Parallel. Killer pen. Honestly, if you don't have one, I don't even know how we're still friends. Next up, we are going to just do a totally casual letter V. So as you know, one of the styles I like is like thin and tall. You can play it up a little by adding little hats onto the tops of your letters, or you can curl it. You can also curl it flatter and wider. Now it looks like a bird in the sky, like that artistry type thing. You can make it asymmetrical, or as we said, you could make it nice and skinny. There you go. So a couple options you could do with your Lamy 1.1 millimeter nib. The pens. This is the Pilot Parallel in the 6 millimeter size. So that's what I did these with. This is the Lamy Safari with the 1.1 millimeter steel nib option. Fabulous option. And how about we now go on to the Pilot Metropolitan. This has the calligraphy medium nib. It's like that 1.0 millimeter stub. Fairly sharp if you're looking for something that's got a little more variation than the Lamy Safari. So if we were to mimic these, see, very similar in width. Not sure anybody would really notice the 0.1 millimeter difference, but you will feel the difference, and you can probably hear it too. The Pilot is a little crisper. Ah, bonjour, Helen. Okay, another one is the Hello Alice in Wonderland. We've got the Sailor. I'm using the 1911 standard size in the peacock. Okay, but the idea here is we are using the music stub nib, which is going to be even smoother and even rounder than either the Lamy or the Pilot. So for this one, it's actually great for just regular V's, regular handwriting. Okay, what can I write? What have I done? That. Vero. Velo. Totally normal, just like a normal V. It is indeed out of stock, but there are many other colors. What ink is in this one? That is a very good question. I don't remember. It smells like a Kobe bung box, but I really can't remember what I've put in here. I'm terribly sorry. Okay, so just a casual V. You get a nice bit of line variation. You know what? It actually could be CO Row because I had a, what do you guys think? Like, what does that look like? Hello, Florence. Okay, I'm not really sure, sorry. I probably should remember, but you know, when you have these inked for weeks, that's right, these have been inked for weeks and they still work. I can't remember. I'm so sorry. We've got the Pilot Metal Falcon with the soft fine nib option. You can also do the soft extra fine. I like the soft fine because it gives me just a bit of line variation, but it's a bit smoother than the extra fine. Now, as you know, I like to do like the modern type calligraphy with this soft fine, which is basically just dragging the letters out, stretching them out a little. It's inconsistent. It is random every time. It's different every time. And I like that. I think it's kind of fun. You could also do the skinny tall letters. You can do so with a bit more line variation, a bit more asymmetry. And if you wanted to do like a proper V, you can also do that, in which case we would do something like, is this hideous? Yes, that was. You could also do a more flourished V, so something like, there's the base of your V, and then we are going to add a little bit of a V hat, And we're going to do another V and then do the same thing. Kind of depends on what you're looking for. Is there a noticeable writing difference between pilot and nib sizes between the 5, 10, and 15? You know, I haven't actually used many 15s, but between the 5 and 10, I can tell the difference. So, but I also typically use the, like, I don't really usually go for fines and mediums. I'm more so going for the broads and the coarse nibs. So in that case, of course, you would notice a difference. But I'm not sure about the 15, unfortunately. Maybe someone in the room can chime in if anybody here has used the 15. Well, the bigger nibs typically have just a bit more tipping. I also just like how they feel. Like, they just have a bit more of a... I mean, they're not soft nibs, but it's got a little bit more give, and I just prefer that feeling. Like, I don't really care for nibs that are super hard. Okay, so next thing, we are going to move on to a like unseal style, and I'm going to draw, okay, let me move this over here. I'm gonna draw one. This one's kind of fun because when you write it in a word, you get this fun little tail at the top. So let's write, oh, you know what? I probably should have done that lower, but I'm gonna ruin this anyway and go in. Okay. This is one of my good friend's daughter's name, so I thought Eva would be nice. You can make it a little taller as well. I actually really like this letter. Like, I find it very soothing to draw this one. Assuming you don't ruin it like I just did. But this tail at the top is just so much fun. You don't have to do that. You can leave it without it. Because then you just get something like this, which definitely looks like a V. I just like the added tail. I just think it's nice. And, oh, no, I'm not going to put that away yet. I'm going to do a, you know, let's use the music nib again. Can you see? Yes, you can. Okay, so this is for something like a little more fun. This is where you can use your broad nibs, your fine nibs, and just like decorate your letter a bit. So fun, super cute. Easy peasy, anyone can do that. Like, you don't have to be super practiced to do these kinds of letters. Just have some fun. Grab a pen while you're watching a movie or catching up on your favorite TV show or listening to a podcast and just start practicing what you are hearing. Ooh, that one came out kind of neat. Like, just write what you're hearing. And before, like, one of the things I find difficult is that if I have a new word and I'm not sure on how to space it because I haven't written it before, that takes a bit of practice. So by writing different words instead of just doing something like the quick brown fox, if you write different word combinations, you get a better idea for your spacing, and that really helps. So let's do one more V. I'm going to try to redo that really fancy one from the beginning. Okay, so we've got that. We have this. We've got, no, that's not good. Do like that. Then we're going to do a, like so. Seriously, the Parallel, such an awesome pen. If you don't have one, snag yourself a set immediately. Like, you got to come back here next week with a set of these pens so we can talk about how much we all love them and how amazing they are. Just playing with the flourish, doing something a bit different. Now we're going to do those thingies, those divot thingies. Is that what it's called? Checkers, checks, things. There we go. That one came out pretty decent. So all it took was like 2 tries, and then it was easier to do the second time around. Awesome. So much fun. Totally worth practicing. Okay. I have probably rambled sufficiently and bored all the pants off you and the ink out of your pens. So thank you all so much for joining. I hope you found this somewhat instructional, if not just a bit of fun, and hopefully you got some ideas for your own lettering. We hope you all have a lovely weekend, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.